You and me. You and me. Church on Sunday 53. Yeah. Yeah. Hello. This is Selects. This is Selects. www.selects.me. Yeah. So, where were we? Do you remember? Are you listening to these videos in succession? Then you know where we're at. What were we talking about? What were we talking about? I mean, it's that whole pursuance of peace in your life. To have a detachment from the chaos and the disorder and all the crap that's going on the outside. All the stuff. The turmoil that's going on in your own life, right? And having peace over it and just letting stuff happen more. The big, good, what did you just say? The biggest purpose in following a path of understanding. An understanding of that there's only one God and that we're all God's children and that we really, truly are connected. We're all humanity, we're all life, and under the layers of the skin, we're all the same, and we're all the same. So, realizing the power of the Spirit that is within you, and the peace that you can have by having a relationship with God, and you won't know it until you do it. You can sit down and you can say, make excuses or whatever it is. Or I tried that. No, I went to church and No. The bare bones of it all, is just, the bare bones of it all always boils down to the basics. You know what I'm saying? The bare bones of it all always boils down to the basics. And the basics is relationship. Relationship with God. That's what He wants with us. That's what He wants with us. He wants a relationship. In return for that, in that relationship, through the growth in that relationship, you're going to get peace in your life. And you're going to go, I got peace in my life. You know what? You're going to continue to have that, I suppose, until something goes wrong, and then something goes wrong, and then probably going to blame God for it, right? Instead of taking responsibility for the things that are happening in your life, instead of taking responsibility for the things that are happening in your life, there's a few people out there who are going to say that, well, I ain't going to, no. Everybody's got problems. Everybody's got challenges. Everybody's got turmoil. Everybody's got something going on that's trying to take you off your center, trying to distract you, trying to bring you out and get all worried and uptight and all that kind of good stuff. But one of the things that, your loss of ability to worry. I mean, a lot of people out there have financial issues, and you're always worried about money. And, I have to stop for a moment and try to just say something to you here about Think, Feel, and Believe. Yeah, there's those videos called Think, Feel, and Believe. And your worries and your concerns, your thought life, and the things that you're saying keep perpetuating. See, that's where Satan had his foot in the door, because he realized that man had free will. And Jesus said, long time ago, out of the goodness of a heart, a man calleth forth good things. Out of the evilness of a heart, a man calleth forth evil things. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. As a man speaketh, so is he. Or I guess we have to kind of evolve that one a little bit. Evolve. As a person thinketh, so are they. Okay? As a person thinketh, so are they. And that applies to everybody. I don't care how many identities that are out there, you're a person. Bottom line, you're a human being. However you identify yourself as a human being is who you are, and that's just fine, because you're still just a person. Okay? You're still just a person, but then more importantly, outside of what's on the outside of the flesh is which is the distraction, because we think of all of who we are right here. We think of all of who we are right here and what's on the outside, but the power of you is on the inside. And you're not going to tap into that and understand that. It's not going to be given to you. You just can't flip the switch. Nope, nope, nope. You just can't flip the switch. Nope, nope, nope. It's through relationship. It's through a consistent relationship with God. And it's not one of those things where I keep telling you, we ain't going to wave that, we ain't going to wave that, we ain't going to wave that magic wand, we ain't going to wave that, we ain't going to wave that. Poof! It's not going to happen like that. You got to put the time in, just like everything else. It reminds me, there was this post that I saw on Facebook, and it was these three, whatever they were competing for. They were on a podium. It was like the first, second, and the third place on the podium. And the people were standing in front of this. It was like they were on the podium, and then these blocks of things went down. And it says what people see on the front side is the person waving their flowers, and they're the champion, they're first place, second place. What they don't see is what's on below all of those blocks that they're standing on. It's like, here's the winner's block, and then they got all these blocks underneath. Here's the second place, third place, and all the blocks underneath. And on all those blocks was like work, effort, belief, faith. Under all these things, they're all different names of it. So, what's the point? The point I'm trying to make here, is that there's a price to pay for everything. There's a due diligence that has to be put towards everything. And it's not going to be any different when having a relationship with God either. You have to have the persistent and consistency of having a relationship with God. And you think that, well, God just loves me. It just goes poof. No. There's got to be a genuineness there. There has to be a consistent and persistent effort to be put forward into having that relationship before it's ever going to come to fruition for you. Or what I say is self-realization. When the light bulb goes off in your head and you realize what you are and the power that's really in you is in your spirit. Yes, in your spirit. Yeah. That's not going to come overnight either. Because I got to tell you, for me personally, I can't tell you how many months until I start. And you can get to the point where you realize self-realization and who you are, but then there's still some learning that you're going to do to come to the understanding of that. Okay? And it's about to having a relationship with God through meditation. And if you're listening, like I told you in succession, we've talked about having that relationship with God, putting in the time, taking the time and doing it. I tell you, it's the highway. Having a relationship with God through meditation and being consistent towards that is a highway. And, just kind of touch on a little bit how long it took me. It took me, because you sit down in meditation with God, and you sit down and your mind's just going crazy, going with thoughts that you're so, it's like I felt like I was just so out of control. I couldn't control my mind to just shut it off, and it took me literally probably 6 weeks before I finally calmed down and was able to genuinely focus on God and just God only, 6 weeks. But I had a very genuine interest in wanting to find out. And I was consistent and persistent with doing that. 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at night. Now, you're going to have to make some choices for yourself. It's just like anything else in life. How bad do you want it? How much peace? How much do you really want peace in your life? And what are you willing to do to get there? Do you want to just continue to go down this path of torment and frustrations and craziness and zaniness and feeling of lack and all this kind of stuff till you can kind of bridge on over to the other side. You kind of bridge on over to the other side and be able to have peace in your life, to be able to have peace, to be able to let go of the worry of some things. We've got so much chaos and so many things going on in this world that I bet you people's lives are just every day. They're getting up and they're looking at the news and they're, and I've seen so many people just have such discontent towards our president right now. And it's like their life is ruled and tormented by that. And It's not benefiting their life at all. And where they need to have is they need to have the focus someplace else. And we all know what that someplace else is. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do.